Hello all. So in the last session, I think I have explained the definition of r square and r raised to infinity. When we say a is r square related to b if there is two path length from a to b, and when we say r raised to infinity if there is at least one path length. Okay, at least one means it may be 1, it may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4, anything. Okay, so that relation is called r raised to infinity. So depend on these two, we can solve some example. Very important example for 5 marks. They ask this question. Let the set A is given, A, B, C, D, E, and the relation R is given, that is A, B, B, C, C, E, C, D, and D, E. Okay. Then we have to find R square, we have to find R raised to infinity, and we have to draw the diagram of R square. If you know the R square relation, if you know any relation, we can draw any graph. Okay. So for that, first we have to find R square. Then using this, we can draw the diagram of R square. Okay. So first, how we know R square relation? Using the graph only. So for that, first using this relation, draw the diagram of R. Then using that diagram, we can write down these two relations. Means how many path lengths are there? Depend on that lines. Okay. So what is given? The set A is given. So A is equal to what? A, B, C, D, E. And relation R is given. That is A, B, next B, C, C, E, C, D, and D, E. Okay, this relation R is given. Then draw the diagram for this. First, how many elements are there? A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so first write down these are the vertices. So let us take A, B, 5 elements are there. C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Now we have first A to A. So A to A. Draw the line from A to A. Next we have A to B. So A to B. And arrow mark is very important. Okay, make the arrow mark. If you are going from A to B, A to B. Next B to C. B to C. Next C to E. C to E is there. Okay, so C to directly E. Don't go for C to D and then D to E. No, if you are saying that C to E, directly come from C to E. Next C to D is also there. So C to D. And next D to E is also there. So D to E. This is the diagram of this relation. Okay. First A to A itself. Next A to B. B to C. C to E directly. Direct relation. Next C to D. Next D to E. Okay. So now using this graph, we have to write the relation R square. Okay. So what is R square? When we see the relation A is related to B, A is R square related to B, if there is two path length. Now see, sorry. See, in every case, if you are having A to A, if you are having any line A to A, that relation is also R square relation. So consider that relation is also R square relation. So we can write A is R square related to A only. Okay, if it is A to A. Now see, first we have A to A, then we have A to B. So two path lengths are there, two lines are there. First from A to A, then A to B, then A and B are also R square related. Next A to B, B to C. So A and C are R square related because two path lengths. One is this, one is this. So A to B, B to C. Next A to B, B to C, C to D. But we can't say A and D are R square related. Why? We want only two path lengths. If I consider this, we are having three path lengths. Okay, that is A to B, B to C, C to D, 1, 2, 3. But we want only two path lengths. So A and C are R square related. If you consider B and D, see here we have B to C. Next it comes from C to D. So B and D are R square related because two lines are there. Next again B and E are also R square related. Why? Because B to C is there and directly C to E one line is there. So B to C and C to E one line means this one and this one, that is total 2. So B and E is also R square related. Next C to D, D to E. So 1 and 2 path lengths. So again C and E are R square related. So these are the R square relation. So we can write this as first A R square related to A. So A comma A. Okay. Next A to B. A to A and A to B. So A R square related to B also. So A comma B. Next A to B, B to C. Two path lengths. So A R square related to C. So A comma C. Next A D not there. Next B to C, C to D. So B R square related to B R square related. Sorry. Okay. We'll go one by one. First A R square related to A. So A comma A. Just I said, if you are having line go from and come again itself, then we have to consider that in the R square relation also. Next A R square related to B. So A comma B. Because here we have first A to A and again A to B only, right? So two paths. Next C. A to B is there, B to C is there. So A R square related to C. So A comma C. Next B to C, C to D. So B R square related to D. B R square related to D. So B comma D. Next B to C, direct line is there, C to E. Then B R square related to E also. So B comma E. Next C to D, D to E. Two lines, 1 and 2. So C R square related to E. So that is C comma E. So these are the R square relation. A comma B, A comma C, B comma D, B comma E and C comma E. Therefore, what is the set of R square? So we have R square is equal to what? A comma A, next A comma B, next A comma C, next B comma D, next B comma E, next C comma. So this is the R square relation. Okay. Now we have this relation, so we can draw the diagram because they ask the diagram of R square also. Okay. So draw the diagram of R square. So again 5 elements A, B, C, D, E. So first A to A, next A to B, next A to C is there. So A to C. Next B to D is there. So B to D. Next B to E. So it comes from B to C to E. So C to E. See, this diagram is different. This diagram is different. Okay. So we will get different diagram for R and R square. So depend on this diagram, we have to write the relation first. So only remember, if you are having A to A itself, then we have to consider that in the R square also. If you are having B to B, then in the R square. But here we don't have that. Okay, so it is not present. Now again this is again one more thing is important. A to A to B. So we have to consider that is two parts. First A to A, second A to B. So we have to consider A and B is also R square related. Now next is A to B, B to C. See 1, 2. So A and C. B to C, C to D. 1, 2. So B and D. Next C to D, D to E. So C and E. And C, B and E is also because B to C and C to E direct line is there. So B and E are square related. Okay. So this is the R square relation and this is the graph of R square. Now we want the R is to infinity relation. So what is R is to infinity? Just I said here only I will write. Okay. R is to infinity. When we say R is to infinity, A and B are R is to infinity relation. If there is at least one means 1, 2, 3, 4 any lines. So first A to A, we have A to A one line, at least one. Next we have A to B also, so A B. Next we can write A and C also because at least one. So it may be 1 and 2 also. So 1 and 2, but at least one means kamit kami. In Marathi it is kamit kami, right? So it may be 1, it may be 2, it may be 3, 4, but at least one. So we can write A and C also. A and C also. We can write A and D also. We can write similarly A and E also. Means every relation comes in R is to infinity because it is at least one. So we can write sorry, A and E also. Let's go for B. B to C, so B and C. We can't write B and A. Why? Because the line comes from A and it comes to B. It goes from A and comes to B. It not leaves B and comes to A. Okay? So A and B is present, but B and A is not present. Next, B and C is also there. B and D is also there. B comma D is also there. Next, B and E is also there. B comma E is also there, because at least one. We have many lines. We want at least one. So B, C is there, B, D is there, B is there. Next, go for 6. C and D is there. C and E is also there, and D and E is also there. So these are the R is to infinity relation. Okay, B C, B D, B E, C. At least one, but there are many lines, so we have to write down that relation in R is to infinity. So every relation comes, but depend on the arrow mark. Okay, so here we are. Sorry. Here we have first. Sorry. Okay, every relation. So here we have arrow mark like this. So we have to consider like this only. If you are having arrow mark like this, then consider like this. Okay, depend on this arrow mark. So this is the R is to infinity relation. This is very important question for 5 marks. Either they can ask this question or they can change the numbers and they can ask any one question. Okay. So one more example is there. Same type of example, only change in numbers. I will give that in for homework. Please try that. Okay, and solve that and draw the diagram of R square. And if you are getting any doubts, you can ask me. I will solve that problem also. Okay, but please remember this very important question for 5 marks. So this is about R square and R is to infinity relation. Then in the next session we can go for the next concept. But please solve the homework problems. Tell me the solutions. No one has responded me till today using any for any homework. Okay, please solve that. Please if you are getting doubt, please ask me at any time. If you want, you can ask me using personal chat and so on in WhatsApp. Okay, but please touch with me if you are having any doubts. Okay, so we will meet in the next session.